on Curiosity Stream. He allows them their riches.
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
In exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimated.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3505. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery. And you are in the Men's Room. On tap today, once again, we play Big Dummy. Ted's Meat and Potatoes has what the head chef calls questionable cooking habits. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, the Men's Room Shout of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorites, TV Time with Ted. Click, clack. All right, here we go. Massachusetts man who said he was, quote, lucky after being hit by lightning clearly doesn't know the definition of lucky. Meanwhile, if you go fishing and accidentally shoot yourself in the chest, your day is definitely sucky. Police knock on door to tell homeowner their DoorDash driver was arrested, so here's your food. Drunk Indian buffaloes are a thing, and the bootleggers making the hooch are now screwed. And a missing 12-foot python is found in a ceiling at a Louisiana mall. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. Okay, today is the day that we play Big Dummy, a game show that rewards you for your stunning ignorance. And here's how it works. You call us, we will spend a... Oh, yeah. Come on, man, you know I'm getting there. It's been like 15 years of this, right?
I'm excited. I'm ready.
I know. I just say we'll spin the category wheel, then the wheel. So we will spin the category wheel.
Oh, there it is.
I did not mean right now. We will spin the category wheel, and then we will ask you a question from that category. But here's where Big Dummy separates itself from your average, more reputable game show. We will continue to ask you questions until you get one right. Because, as always, we want you to leave here smarter than you showed up. Now, so far this year, our biggest dummy has been the lovely and talented Tyler, who in German is known as the verdammter Idiot, and found a way to answer 14 consecutive questions. 14 consecutive questions wrong. Can you do better? Of course you can. Everyone else has. So give us a call, and off we go on Big Dummy.
Be a contestant to play Big Dummy. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes: Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Hey, all of it, thank you so much for listening to the Men's Room Podcast.
And thanks to our pals at the Advocates Law Firm for being great partners. Yes, even you, creepy Kyle.
Seriously, though, if you'd been injured as a result of somebody else in your car, on your bike, walking across the street, talk to our friends at the Advocates Law Firm and let them help you out.
Yeah, they're the best injury lawyers around, and they want to make sure that you're not taken advantage of. Plus, your first consultation is free.
It's simple. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All the Joes, and away we go. Welcome to Season 16, Episode number 3,505. Oh, yeah, what a large and in charge program we have for today.
Yeah, put it in that bank. It'll be safe.
Coming in with some heat. Yeah. Head Chef is back. Ted's Meat and Potatoes has what the head chef calls questionable cooking habits. Is this like the guy who tried to cook a steak in a toaster and burned his house down?
Kind of stuff like that. Honestly, you guys are pretty good, but there's ones on the list I'm guilty of.
I can believe it without even knowing the list.
Yeah. There's one on this list that we're all blatantly guilty of.
Okay. I mean, is this like stirring, I don't know, sauce with a spoon, then licking it and putting the spoon back in?
That's exactly what it is. Simple stuff like that. Yeah.
All right, okay. I've never done that.
No one's looking.
I've never done that. I guess you got to taste it. I mean, do you have a separate spoon to taste with?
If you're working in a professional kitchen, yes.
Oh, you do?
At home. Because everyone's watching you, Miles.
Okay, I see.
It's that simple. Look, if you're working in the kitchen alone, hell no.
All right.
It's like drinking milk out of the carton. If there's people there, it's in a glass.
Okay.
If no one's there, carton tipped up to mouth. Right?
Sure.
I always like it when somebody's got a pot of sauce going. Just rip off a piece of bread and don't ask. Just dunk in.
Yeah, but I think that's safer probably than it is to use a spoon and put it in your mouth and then use that same spoon to go back
Well, what
in?
if you bite out of the bread and dip the half piece of bread back in?
That's probably
the question. Good.
Yeah, that's a question.
You're on this one, Miles.
You can't double dip, no matter where you are. So some questionable cooking habits coming up with the head chef and Ted's Meat and Potatoes. And, of course, today is the day that we play the game known as Big Dummy. It is an easy game to play. We will spin the category wheel. You're either playing for Team Sober or Team Not Sober. I believe you said our biggest dummy was a German guy named Tyler. It took him 14 questions to get one right. Now, every time that we play Big Dummy, we like to do a little men's room poll. The last time we did the poll, we asked you if you were missing, who should the cops talk to first? Mm-hmm. And your choices were your good friend, your ex, significant other, or a coworker. Now, if you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live, we always put the poll up for you there to vote on. And here are the results on who should the cops talk to first. And it was pretty close. 18% of you said, you know what? Talk to a coworker. But that was the last choice. So,
okay, all right.
Came in fourth place. A friend was at number 3 at only 20%, and your ex came in at number 2 at 21%. Mm-hmm. Without question, most people at 41% said, hey, man, if I show up missing, tell the cops to talk to my significant other.
Yeah.
They are more than likely, and facts, being the way they are, that's pretty well how the cops work anyway.
It is how the cops work. I think what's disturbing is that even when you ask people that are in no danger, they're like, oh, yeah, it'll be them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Right? Okay. So, this week on the Men's Room Poll, we're going to get a good night's sleep, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Or hopefully you'll get a good night's sleep out of this deal. Right. But the good news is you only have to sleep in one of these locations for a week.
Okay.
All right. So your choices are, would you sleep in a homeless tent? That's number 1.
All right.
Now, keep in mind that more than likely you're going to be downtown.
Sure.
You'll be close to things, depending on what you're doing. Sometimes you got, I don't know, maybe a bridge that gives you a little shelter. Sometimes you're on Harpen and Creed, depending on whether you put the tent up. But either way, that's going to be your residence. And one thing about, I think, more so than anything that you have to remember is, if that's where you're staying, that's where your stuff is. So the idea, you can't like lock your tent the way you can lock your door when you're leaving your home. So one of the biggest problems, if you're living, and you don't have any place to stay, is the fact that there's a good chance someone might steal your crap.
Oh, sure.
And that happens on a pretty regular basis. So, you kind of want to be locked into that location.
Yeah, but look, man, I was homeless. If you have a tent and possessions, you're like the Hamptons of homeless. I don't care what you're treating.
Okay.
Wait, you got shelter and you have stuff. And yeah, I know it's a shopping cart and an old pair of boots that don't fit, but still.
Right. But that might be more peaceful in a lot of ways than option number 2, which is sleeping in a hospital. Now, I don't know what the longest period of time a lot of you have had sleeping in a hospital before, but I can tell you right now, I have done many nights in a hospital, and they are not comfortable at all. They are some of the worst nights you could ever spend. There are machines. There are things beeping, depending on where you're trying to sleep.
It's the other patients, man.
It's all kinds of things.
Bedpans and
Absolutely.
The beeping I can deal with. Eventually it becomes background noise. But I mean, I shared a room with the guy. I don't know what his injury was to be there, but I know that he was having some gastrointestinal problems, at least on the last night I was there. And it sounded like someone dumping sloppy joes into a metal pan, man. And he's just pooping constant in the stink. And all I wanted to do was sleep.
And the nurses do their rounds. They need to come around and check on all the patients. So it's not like you're ever getting a solid 8 hours of sleep without being woken up. The beds are not comfortable. I have not spent as much time in a bed as I've tried to on a little bench or in a chair, being there for somebody else. But at the same point in time, the beds, they're just okay, especially when you consider how much you pay to be there for the night. And the TV, it's a teeny tiny TV from 1982 that they still have on a platform. You would think that you would have the biggest flat screen TV with HD TV available in every single room, just based on how much it costs you to spend the night. But that's not the way it is in a hospital. I will say this, the food is not bad. Choice number 3 is one of those street mattresses, and specifically a blood-stained street mattress that you find. Now, I have to admit, the first bed I ever had, the box spring was hey, look, I just got a box spring because I didn't have one before.
Yeah.
And one of the other tenants in an apartment had just put the box spring out, and I said, you know what? I'm taking this box spring.
Well, that's a box spring.
That's not the bed.
I'm not making contact. Like, I don't need to know what may or may not have happened on the box spring because I get a couple inches of separation.
Yeah. Blood-stained mattress is number 3, and your final choice is for 1 week that you would sleep in a frat house. Now, I don't know if you know anything about frat house living, but if you don't have a bedroom and you're just trying to find a place to crash, this is not the easiest place to sleep by any stretch of the imagination. You think, who parties on Monday night? They do. You think, who parties then again the next night on Tuesday night? They do. There's trash everywhere. There's noise all the time. There's always people coming in and out. Not that you wouldn't have a good time for a little while. But after a week, a couple days go by, this would not be the most ideal place, I don't believe, for anybody to try to spend the night.
I'm in.
You're in for the frat house?
100%.
Okay, all right.
I mean, look, I'll be dragging ass to work and feeling like crap, but...
Like yesterday? Like a lot of days, right?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go hospital on this one.
That was my initial thought.
Just because I've done it before. I know the food's okay. The expense at the end is a bitch.
Sure. Man, actually, I'm taking the homeless tent. You're alone, and the truth is, at that point, no one really bugs you. They bug you all day, but at the point you're going to go to sleep, especially if you have a tent, they're going to leave you alone. You're going to hear other crap going on, but they leave you alone.
Well, the problem with the problem with the hospital, and I recognize this, is that you don't. If you're in the hospital and it's 10 o'clock in the morning, you don't tell the nurse hey man, I'm going to be back in 3-4 hours. I'm going to walk downtown. I need to pick some stuff up at Nordstrom and go to the Bartell and then get lunch and then I'll come back. They don't do that. You are in. When you are in the hospital.
Yes.
I mean, you can walk down the hallway. You can go to the cafeteria if you're if you can get there under your power. But for the most part, you're kind of locked in. So our men's room poll. You got to sleep for 1 week. Will it be in a homeless tent, a hospital, on a blood-stained mattress, or in a frat house? All right, now the game is Big Dummy. 206-421-ROCK, who's our first contestant, ready to play the big game.
Hello, Samantha. Welcome to the men's room.
Big Dummy!
Hola.
Hello?
Samantha, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now.
Samantha, are you sober or not sober?
Sober.
Sober. Samantha, welcome to the show.
Boy, people hate being sober.
They really do.
They do.
Samantha,
sober.
You got to sleep for 1 week. Will it be in a homeless tent, hospital, blood-stained mattress, or a frat house?
I gotta go with the hospital. Out of all of those, that sounds like the most bearable.
Have you ever spent the night in a hospital before?
No, but for the one time that I was there for, I don't know, I was there for like 4 hours. It wasn't too bad. The nurses made me pretty comfortable.
Yeah. Well, the worst thing
that's 4 hours.
The worst thing that the doctor will tell you, and this is the worst thing you want to hear ever, is, listen, we need to keep you overnight for an evaluation. Because you think you need to leave. And basically what that says is, it could be more serious than what we believe. You know, because typically they'll just let you go home. If that's the case. If you're staying there, man, something's definitely wrong with you.
All right, Samantha, you ready for your first question?
I am ready.
Excellent. Your first question, who was the first female U.S. Attorney General?
I have no idea. I don't even know what to guess. I can't even think of the name.
Did she have a dance party?
On SNL?
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, Janet Reno.
Janet Reno.
Never would have got that.
She just passed away a couple years ago, didn't she?
Did Janet Reno die?
I believe so, yeah.
And in related news, Samantha, Janet Reno, now dead, passed away recently. You just heard it here first. All right, your next question. What nationally observed non-holiday in the United States marks winter's midpoint? So it's not a federal holiday like kids get excited about and all that kind of crap, but
winter's midpoint.
Yep, the midpoint of the... Ted got it.
And it's not a federal
with
holiday.
his unique charades ability. Right. You're not going to get the day off for this, but it's something observed.
Yeah. Some people love it.
Way too much. Way too much.
I can't think of any other holidays in December besides Christmas.
No, the middle of winter.
This is the midpoint of
winter.
Midwinter. Arbor Day?
People love it. That would be my clue on that one. I just...
Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, man. Punxsutawney Phil.
It's in February. That is so dumb.
It is such a dumb thing.
It's
Look,
so dumb.
I don't care that it exists, right? Like, you go, that's cool, and kids get excited about it, and I understand that. But the fact that this grown-ass man in Pennsylvania, every year, with his stupid top hat, hey, we're going to ask a woodchuck. How about this? Look at the calendar, player. Sorry.
If you were in that town, all right,
I would hate it.
And you had to, and everybody in your family was going in the morning, and you knew it was a tradition, would you go?
No.
Kids want to go.
Now, see, that's different,
right, man? Because it's like, when do they do this? 5 a.m.?
Kids, because the kids.
It's early.
But if I don't have my kids with me, just say I'm in town.
Exactly.
And then someone says, hey, man, do you want to go to this? Because this is nationally televised. Like, no, because this is stupid.
That's what I mean. You have to watch all those dumbass movies because you have kids. So
right.
It's the same. I mean, it's the same.
You know how many movies I've seen because I have kids that I would never, ever even considered watching. There were movies that have already come out past me, like Little Mermaid, right? Mm-hmm. I never saw it. I didn't care to see it. And then my daughter wanted to see it. So guess who else had to watch it? Me. And all I took out of the movie was, there ain't nothing wrong with her father. You're 16 years old. You can't speak. You got a cute boy. You want to leave home, and you want to have interspecies sex with someone I've never met. And Dad's the a-hole in this?
Under the seat.
Yeah. Like, sorry, man. Dad is tracking right. You little hussy. Jesus Christ. I watched that movie. I was getting pissed. I'm like, that chick's a bitch, but I can't say this because my daughter's there. You know, she's like rooting for her. And I'm like, girl, do you understand what's wrong with her? She's never spoken a word to this guy. She thinks the guy's cute. Now she wants to marry him. And they're two different species. Like, if my daughter came home and said, Dad, I fell in love with a chimpanzee. I never spoke to him because I couldn't open my mouth. I'd be like, no. Call me the bad guy. Sorry. Goddamn movie. That pissed me off.
What if she fell in love with Punxsutawney Phil?
You mean the actual...
yeah, Phil himself.
You know what? So I'd be like, all right, baby, just go do what you got to do.
You know why Miles doesn't go to Punxsutawney?
Why doesn't Miles go to Punxsutawney?
Remember, he's a Staten Island Chuck guy.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Right.
Well, he's the ghetto version of Punxsutawney Phil.
Do they typically give the same forecast?
I'm not sure. I only really got hit
How could they not?
Staten Island Chuck this year.
It's either cloudy or it isn't, basically.
Right.
That determines it.
I can see my shadow. Yeah, because the sun's out. Sorry.
I still think it'd be fun, though. You're in that little town. You're up at sunrise, getting drunk, watching a groundhog.
Think about everything you just said. Where does it get fun? I got up early. I'm in rural Pennsylvania, and I'm getting drunk so that a crazy man in a top hat can show me a woodchuck.
Do you know what people say in West Virginia when they see a groundhog?
Shoot it.
Get the 22.
Yeah,
totally.
Dinner. All right, Samantha, question number 3 for you.
Mm-hmm.
What song has the lyric, quote, I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand?
Walking through the streets of Soho in the rain.
Yeah, I know you're thinking it's the national anthem, but no, that is not where that line comes from.
Get a big dish of beef chow mein.
An American Werewolf. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Can I hear the question again, please?
You sure can. What song has the lyric, quote, I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand?
Oh, what is the name of that song where it goes, oh, werewolf?
Werewolves.
If you keep singing it right there. Say it.
Werewolf. What else?
Werewolves in of.
You a big dummy.
I am the biggest dummy. Oh my gosh. An American Werewolf in London. No, that's the movie.
Oh!
That is the movie, American Werewolf in London.
So you sang the chorus, Werewolf in.
I don't know.
What's the name of the movie? I don't know that part of the song. Listen, I'm trying to help you because I just can't. I'm about to cut myself. What was the name of the movie?
An American Werewolf in London.
Yes. So the name of the song is Werewolf of what?
America?
Oh, come on.
No, London. Oh.
Oh, not too late. You took your hand off the piece.
Damn it. Werewolf in London. That's why it's from the movie American Werewolf in London.
You all said it like 3 times.
You sang the chorus.
Werewolves of London.
I don't know if I like you or hate you. Like, I'm teetering on that line. All right. So here's your question. What is the capital of New Zealand?
Oh, for crying out loud.
Are you me?
There is, I don't know if this beef dish is named after this place, but there's a beef dish that has the name of this place in its title.
Wellington?
There you go.
Definitely not Beef Auckland.
All right, there you go.
Beef Auckland.
Beef Auckland. Where's that cut from?
Did she guess American Werewolf in America? Or Werewolf in America?
So obviously, she started singing it and be like, I saw your finger on the correct answer.
Yeah, she was singing it.
She was like, well, Werewolf in... No, that's not it. I know the movie,
It was a weird movie. Game is Big Dummy, 206-421-ROCK.
Guess who it is,
James.
James, welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola. James, are you sober or not sober?
I'm sober.
Okay, James, welcome to the show. Our men's room poll for you. You got to sleep for 1 week. Will it be in a homeless tent, hospital, bloodstained mattress, or frat house?
I've spent the night in the hospital. That sucked. I can do without the homeless tent. I think I'm going to go frat house instead.
Frat house.
Got plenty of room.
With that, all right. Look, you don't have plenty of room is the problem. You can share the sofa.
Yeah, we got a sofa. We got one raggedy chair.
I can sleep on the floor.
I was going to say, we got a floor. It's a frat house.
You know you got an old warm keg half empty somewhere.
Yeah, that's for Wednesday.
Makes a good pillow.
Somebody here says, Thrill, you should do a segment weekly giving your assessment of Disney films. Your summary of Little Mermaid is awesome, and you are so right. No, and here's why. Because I'd have to watch more Disney films. I will review them as I see them. All right, here is your question. Who was the only actor in any of the Star Wars movies to be nominated for an Oscar for acting in the movies?
Shot in the dark, James Earl Jones?
Actually, that's not a bad guess, man.
Alec Guinness?
Sir Alec Guinness. That's right. Your original Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
And he hated the movie, by the way.
What are you, man, at a Dame & Buster's? What's going on there, James?
He's stocking beer.
I'm the beer dude.
Okay, yeah. All right.
You know what he's doing.
It's a grocery store plays music all day. I can't help it.
That's a rockin' grocery store you got there.
All right, well, since we're talking about the Oscars, how many Oscars does George Clooney have for acting?
Ooh. George Clooney for acting? 4?
1. Can you name the movie, Miles? No, you can't.
Argo.
Yes.
No,
it's not. It's
Ocean's 11. No,
it's Oh God, Where Art Thou?
No, that was Oh Brother.
Oh Brother,
Oh God, Where Art Thou?
That's a movie about keys.
I'm questioning my religious feelings.
It sounds like you're having a hard time.
It's not that one.
Syriana. Right. The one that we didn't see. Right. All right, James.
What?
In the world of text abbreviations, what does FWIW mean? Mike's rocking out to the background. He's like,
you can tell he's in a grocery store.
I'm in the back room. The speakers are louder. FWIW?
Correct. I mean, for what it's worth, I can give you a hint.
FWIW.
Since you just did, I'll go with for what it's worth.
Just want to make sure you're paying attention, brother.
Very good. More of Big Dummy on the way if you'd like to be a contestant. 206-421-ROCK.
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Well, great balls of fire, Bubba. What happened, Buford? That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop on Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
99.9 KISW. Yeah! You're in the men's room.
Game is Big Dummy. 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Ken. Welcome to the men's room.
Suck up on it.
Or not. Ken, are you sober or not sober?
Stone cold.
All right, Ken, welcome to the show. Okay, our men's room poll. You got to sleep for 1 week. Will it be in a homeless tent, hospital, on a bloodstained mattress, or in a frat house?
Well, I'm going to lose my S and spend a week on a psychiatric ward.
In the hospital. Okay.
All right, Ken, here's your question. In what city was Budweiser first brewed?
Would that be St. Louis?
Okay. Yeah, good talking to you. One and done.
Did you try to trick him there, huh?
I did not try to trick him. I just put an emphasis on the word first.
Well,
and
technically,
he still got it right.
Budweiser, the recipe. Wasn't it a town in Germany that tried to sue Budweiser here in the United States at some point in time because they were trying to be close to that recipe but still call it the same name?
I don't think it was exactly that. I mean, they basically stole the recipe, but they tweaked it a little bit, so it's not the same recipe.
Not exactly
right?
the same beer, right.
And then I want to say it was at Budweiser, whatever it is in Germany. They weren't cool about it, but there wasn't much they could do.
Right.
Budweiser's like, it's not that. We make oxys, you make heroin. We saved one ingredient.
Mm-hmm. And Adustus Bush? Was that his name?
Adolphus.
Adolphus Bush. When people came in, he said, "This is my take on a German beer."
Right. No, this is my take. That's what we do. You know,
it's a deconstructed vice.
Right. It's kind of like the Seattle restaurant way. Well, what we did is, man, we took a traditional Bud recipe and then we put our own special spin on it. So basically, it's that beer. Basically, it is. But with our own special St. Louis, just enough not to lose a lawsuit.
So the meatloaf is $20.
because I made the ketchup myself.
Does his wife take his name? You know what I mean? Like you're getting...
Miss Bush?
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Okay.
There was a first lady named Mrs. Bush.
And they never made jokes about them.
Right.
Hello, Jen. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Jen, are you sober or not sober?
It's Stoner Jen.
Oh, Stoner Jen. Sorry, I just heard Jen. Well, I don't know. All right, Jen.
Well, it was Sterl's fault, so.
Okay. You got to sleep for 1 week. Where will it be, Jen? Homeless tent, hospital, on a bloodstained mattress, or in a frat house?
As much as I hate hospitals, I gotta go hospital.
All right.
That's a hell of a sales pitch.
Yep.
All right, Jen, here is your question.
Homeless tent, that's gonna get kind of smelly, so I'm good on that.
Well, we don't know that you're sharing the tent with a bunch of other homeless people. That's a judgment call on your part.
You didn't specify. Like, is it a solo tent? Are we going, like party tent? Like, what's going on?
Jen, it depends how you choose to roll. If you want to make it a party tent, I promise you, those cats will join
Well,
you.
shoot, then let's go party tent.
You're going to the homeless party tent. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Jen, here's your question. Who starred as the $6 Million Man?
Who starred as a $6 man?
He was the $6 Million Man, the Bionic Man.
In real life, he married Farrah Fawcett.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about all he did.
Well, he had a TV show later, which as a kid I thought was awesome. I'm sure if I watch it now, it's a pile of crap. You can't remember?
No.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell.
Charlie Sheen?
Be Lee Majors.
What was the second show?
Come on, Miles. Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah. Never been with anything less than a 9. So fine.
What was it?
I've been on fire for Cheryl Teagues, blown up for Raquel Welch. I want to wind up in the hay. It's only hay. Hey. The Fall Guy.
Oh, the Fall Guy. That's right. I was wondering if they ever said it in the song, but I guess not.
Is that the one where he's falling out of the elevators? He's a stunt man?
Right,
Or the helicopter.
He's a stuntman by day. Typical. Most people do this. He's a stuntman by day, and then he is also a bounty hunter. So see, he marries these two skills, and it leads to wacky, zany adventure. Mm-hmm. All right, your question. What do the initials OJ stand for in O.J. Simpson?
Oh, goodness. Something, is it Julius?
Orange Julius.
Orange Julius? I don't know.
I think it's Orenthal James.
It is, in fact,
Sounds pretty good right about now, though.
Orange Julius. Orange Julius Simpson. In every mall in America.
Orenthal James. Orenthal James.
Jesus.
Orenthal.
Yeah, I'd rather be named Orange Julius, to be honest with you. All right, your question. The country of Suriname is located on what continent?
Europe?
I'll say Asia.
Ted?
Australia.
Keep guessing.
South America.
South America it is, yes.
Oh, dang.
All right, Jen, your question. What kind of...
For the record, somebody in the room did say Africa.
I know.
That's why I finally got to South America. I was like, well, I don't think it's Antarctica.
What kind of animal is the title character in the 1998 cinematic masterpiece, Pauly?
Polly?
Pauly.
Is it a lion?
Pauly the lion.
I don't know
Is it a parrot?
It is a parrot. There's not a lot of animals that you just name Polly. I guess there's two. Parrots and lions.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Polly one.
I don't know. That's no excuse, though.
Well, either have I, but it's like every bird you meet, it's like
I
Polly.
know, Ted, okay?
All right.
Think about that Orange Julius still, all right?
Hey, look, it does sound good. You're not wrong.
I like Polly the lion. Polly wants some red meat.
Question 5, Jen.
Question number 5. According to South Park, which character wrote the book Scrody McBoogerballs? One of the characters.
Is it Eric?
You would think it's Eric. That makes sense.
Kyle?
Oh.
No, according to South Park, Butters wrote Scrody McBoogerballs.
Oh.
Little disclaimer on that one. They blamed Butters for writing it.
But he did not write it.
It was the four of them that wrote it together, and then when they were about to get in trouble for it, they all pinned it on Butters.
Scrody McBoogerballs. Okay.
Good.
All right, Jen, question number 1,000. In Greek mythology, who did Oedipus marry? He's freaky deaky. Freaky deaky.
Medusa?
What's that?
Medusa?
Oh, no, it's worse than that.
Oh.
Oedipus married his mom.
Oh.
Yep.
Whoa.
Didn't he kill his dad to marry his mom?
I don't remember if he killed him, but there's even a thing what they call Oedipus complex.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Your mom's hot?
Hot enough that you want to get up in there.
All right.
Well.
Yeah, right? Yeah, he murdered his dad so he could marry his mom.
What do you got, Mike?
Accidentally,
but it's just weird.
So that's manslaughter.
Yeah, accidental murder.
How did he accidentally kill him?
I killed my dad.
I figured it out here.
I can't remember if Oedipus actually knew. Like, did he go away and then he came back? He like kills the dad by mistake and then marries the mom. But I'm not.
But he didn't
I'm
know it was his
hoping
mom.
maybe he doesn't know it's his mom.
I feel like the story was right. He went away, and then when he came back, he didn't realize his mom was his mom. Didn't realize his dad was his dad. Killed his dad for kind of the wrong reason or something. Either way, long story short, he shacked up with his mom, and it ain't cool.
It says here, Oedipus was the son of those two, but having been childless for some time, the dad was consulted the oracle, who said that any son that was born to him would kill him. In an attempt to prevent this prophecy's fulfillment, when he bore a son, he actually had his son's ankles pierced and tethered together so that he could not crawl.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, it's dark, dude. That stuff's bad.
If it ends with you having sex with your mom, I assume the whole thing's kind of dark.
Yeah.
Starts with ankle drilling, ends with having sex with mom. It's like, yeah, this is not a comedy. All right, Jen, here's your question, multiple choice. In Memphis, Tennessee, a man pulled a gun on a family at a drive-thru because they would not let him cut in front of them while in line. Now, where were they? Was it Popeyes, McDonald's, KFC, or Taco Bell?
Oh, I gotta go Mickey D's. It's crazy up at the place. No? Dang it!
Here you are insulting Mickey D. No, it was Taco Bell.
I just hear a lot of stories that come out of McDonald's, man.
We all
People
do.
get crazy in the line and lose their ass.
All right, Jen, your question. Mark David Chapman.
What question am I on?
Oh, you're on question number 8. Thanks for asking.
Question number 8 for Jen. Mark David Chapman became famous or infamous in 1980 when he murdered who?
Say the name of the guy again.
Mark David Chapman. He became famous or infamous in 1980 when he murdered who? Or technically they say he assassinated him because he was popular and therefore more important
He was
than
a
us.
huge fan of that person. That's why he said he did it.
Which makes sense.
Right.
He was a musician.
John Lennon.
There you go. Very good.
There it is.
Nice job, Jen. Finally.
Do you know what book Mark David Chapman was carrying when he murdered John Lennon?
I have heard that, but I'm not sure.
The Bible?
Nope.
Oh.
Something you probably had to read in high school. That's right, Ted, The Catcher in the Rye.
Ah.
I don't know why it's important, and if I'm a fan of that book, like, why'd you bring it up?
Why were you carrying that with a gun?
Yeah, I'm going to go assassinate somebody. Let me grab a little light reading.
Well, yeah.
How popular?
Man in the Sea. Let's go. Boom, boom.
Now, how popular do you have to be assassinated, right? Now, if you're a head of state, I get it, right? Mm-hmm. But John Lennon, to me, he was murdered. And I know the Beatles were huge, and I know he was a significant part. I'm like, but you were murdered. But you call it assassinate. So how many likes do I have to have, say, on my YouTube channel? So, like, YouTuber murdered. But if I have 10 million followers,
So it's not
assassinated?
necessarily a paid hit because he's not paying himself. It is you have to be famous enough, but it's somebody who has no real connection to you one way or another, I would think. Like, there's got to be something in it where, like...
What, if you're assassinated?
Yeah.
Well, no, because, look, John Wilkes Booth assassinated Lincoln because he had very strong feelings about everything that had just gone down.
But he didn't know the guy. But he didn't know it.
Okay, so...
But I think usually it's only political figures. But was John Lennon had he already been knighted?
No, I don't believe so.
Because Thrill's right. We use 3 names and it's an assassination as opposed to just being like that
he was
artist,
shot and killed.
Or like that young dude got murdered.
Like MLK was assassinated. John Lennon was assassinated.
Would it be fair? Tupac was assassinated.
But you don't say
he's
that.
murdered.
He's an unsolved murder.
Right. They
Same
call it
with
a
Biggie.
murder.
Okay.
But these guys, they were insanely popular, right? So I don't know at what point is there a distinction.
Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. Bobby Kennedy was assassinated.
Tupac, but murdered.
But Dr. King and the Kennedys are kind of political.
No doubt about it. But I'm saying John Lennon and Tupac, and I'm not making the comparison between the Beatles and all that, but I'm saying how famous or important do you need to be where it goes to murder? Mike, what do you got?
It does say that assassination is the act of murdering a prominent or important person, such as the heads of state, heads of government, politicians, royalty, celebrities, or CEOs. So basically, if you're just popular enough, it's an assassination.
So it's like getting a check mark on Facebook.
That's exactly right. If you're verified on Twitter, it's an assassination.
On Facebook, then if you're verified on Facebook, or Twitter, whatever, you're good to go. We figured it out.
Was he murdered or something? Hang on, let's check on his Twitter feed.
I guarantee you.
Oh, hey,
John Lennon probably does have a Twitter feed that someone runs, and it's verified, right?
You're going to look for the John Lennon Twitter feed?
I'm picturing just a parody account now.
It's got to be. What do you got, Mike? There's a John Lennon.
John Lennon is verified on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's John Lennon with a little tree next to his name, and it's also got a blue check mark.
What is he talking about? What is dead John Lennon telling us 41 years after he was assassinated?
Really?
Looks like it's a lot of quotes.
Yeah, there's John, and Julian, his son somehow. That's the.
Well, he's alive.
Right, exactly.
Do you think Julian finds it uncomfortable that his dead father has a Twitter handle that's verified?
Okay, hold on. Martin Luther King Jr.
See what he's got on Twitter.
No, I'm just saying, it's on Twitter, right? You gotta see. Okay.
See if it comes up.
Surely he's verified, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's verified.
How do you get verified if people know you're not there? Like, it can't be your account because you're dead.
No, wait. Yeah, the Martin Luther King Jr. Center is verified.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's different.
Martin Luther King III is verified.
Sure, he's still alive.
Yeah. And Bernice King is verified as well.
By the way, someone points out, and this is true, when Mark David Chapman killed John Lennon, according to him, he did it to impress the then teenage Jodie Foster, who we find out later would have zero interest in him one way or another.
Wasn't that Reagan? Wasn't that Jonathan Hinckley was trying to assassinate Ronald Reagan?
Was it? Yeah, I believe for Jodie Foster.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of
Was it Reagan? Huh. I bet you she was more impressed with Lennon. Wouldn't that be something?
What happens if you try to kill someone important and don't?
Well, how close do you get?
Well, I mean, Reagan, you think about that, right? He didn't die.
He didn't die.
But they tried.
Well, he's still in jail. Didn't he? Not that they let him out. Didn't he get, was it John Hinckley Jr., right? I feel like he was given some kind of reprieve or lesser or something in prison fairly recently because it's been so many years. The guy didn't die. And you're just a nutbag. Meanwhile, Jodie Foster's like, do not let him out. Do not let him out. Right. Do not let him out. Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Ryan, are you sober or not sober?
Not sober, Miles.
Welcome to the show, Ryan. Okay.
But by the way, Robert Plant follows the John Lennon Twitter page. Boy, he's going to be surprised.
Ryan, you got to sleep for 1 week. Will it be a homeless tent, a hospital, a blood-stained mattress, or a frat house?
Oh, man. I tell you, this one sucks, but I think I'm going to be on Ted's side, go to the frat house.
Frat house.
Get in.
All right. Play a little beer pong.
Yeah.
Hang out with some bros.
Every night.
Every
Not a lot
single
of sleep,
night.
but I'm going to have a lot of fun.
You will.
Correct.
That is for sure. It's like Vegas.
80% of people's name is Hunter, so it's going to be easy to...
Don't forget, third
friends.
drawer in the kitchen has the condoms.
It's right below the butter knives.
Right. There's only one butter knife.
There's one butter
Plenty
knife.
of condoms.
All right, Ryan, here's your first question. How many dice are used to play the game Yahtzee?
Well, it's been great talking to you. That's 5.
5 it is.
Why would anyone know? When's the last time anyone here played Yahtzee? I hated the game when I was a
did too.
kid.
It just seemed like a grown-up game to me.
I love Yahtzee.
Really?
But I also like shooting craps. Like, I just like shooting dice,
makes
period.
sense.
Okay, fair.
Game is Big Dummy, 206-421-ROCK.
Big Dummy.
Hello, Rad. Welcome to the men's room.
Boo, bitches!
Boo! Rad, are you sober or not sober?
Well, I'm driving right now, Miles, so I am not sober.
Yes,
sober.
Yes, you are. Yeah, don't talk to the cops, Rad. Rad, who was named after his mom was drinking Mountain Dew while giving birth. Hey, Rad,
That's it.
sleep for 1 week. Will it be a homeless tent, a hospital, a bloodstained mattress, or a frat house?
I gotta go homeless, tent, man. I could sleep on the concrete anywhere. Anytime.
All right.
That's good to know. It helps just drinking until you black out.
That's exactly how I do it.
All right, multiple choice question for you. Rod Stewart, Alan Thicke, or Barry Manilow? Who wrote the Like a Good Neighbor, State Farm is There jingle?
Does anybody else actually know that? I have no idea. I'm gonna say Alan Thicke.
Manilow. Barry Manilow. He also wrote such great hits as "I'm Stuck on Band-Aid Brand" because Band-Aid stuck on me. You'd be surprised, man. Barry Manilow. If it's a jingle that is very old but sticks in your head, it seems like 80% of the time he wrote it.
When he's saying, you came and you gave without taking, is that what I think it means?
Yeah, he was pissed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They were going to use that for Tide, but and didn't do so well in the target groups.
Or Trojan condoms.
Right. All right, another multiple choice question for you. When the Hindenburg crashed in 1937, we all learned about the humanity. How many of the 97 people on board survived? 32, 42, 52, or 62?
I have no idea, man. I'm going to go with 42 because it's the answer to life and everything.
I know, ironically, it is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. However, in this case, 62.
It is amazing that anybody survived that.
Yeah, I mean, the way it's portrayed, I mean, look, and it was a terrible thing, but the majority, 203 people survived.
I know. It's amazing.
But they never tell you that, when you're learning about it.
But when you see it, you can't believe that anybody made it out of there alive.
No, but one of the things they said was, once that thing really burst into flames, you didn't have to do a whole lot of coaxing to get people to jump. Like, they were just jumping out like, yeah, I'll take my chances. All right, here is your question. What two teams are currently playing in the NBA Finals?
Gosh, isn't that Phoenix and Milwaukee?
Yes, there you go, Doc. Nice job, Brad. More Big Dummy coming up. 206-421-ROCK.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.